What if I told you that not only were unimaginable war crimes committed at Unit 731, but powerful forces worked to bury the truth? And now, it's time to uncover what was hidden for too long. Join us as we reveal history's darkest secrets. Welcome to the channel. We post videos like these regularly, so hit that subscribe button to not miss it. Between 1936 and 1945, in the city of Harbin, Manchuria, the Imperial Japanese Army operated what they euphemistically called the Epidemic Prevention and Water Purification Department. In reality, this was Unit 731, perhaps the most horrific example of human experimentation in modern history. What happened there was so brutal that it took decades to uncover, and when it finally came to light, it revealed not just Japanese war crimes, but an American cover-up that protected the perpetrator. Unit 731 was established under the leadership of Lieutenant General Shiro Ishii, a microbiologist who believed biological warfare was the future of combat. The facility in Harbin was massive, covering several square kilometers with multiple buildings, laboratories, and prison cells. To local residents, it appeared to be a lumber mill. This lie gave birth to the most chilling aspect of Unit 731's operations. The victims were referred to as maruta, logs of wood. The facility wasn't just a research center. It was a death factory disguised as medical research. Between 3,000 and 12,000 people were killed within its walls, with no documented survivors ever leaving alive. The experiments conducted at Unit 731 defied every principle of medical ethics and human decency. Prisoners, primarily Chinese civilians but also Russians, Koreans, Mongolians, and some Allied POWs, were subjected to deliberate infections with deadly diseases including plague, anthrax, cholera, and typhoid. But the true horror lay in how these experiments were conducted. Victims underwent vivisection, live dissection, without any anesthesia. Researchers believed that sedatives would interfere with their observations of how diseases affected living organs. Imagine being cut open while fully conscious, your organs examined while you were still alive, all in the name of science. The facility had a staggering production capacity, manufacturing 300 kilograms of plague bacteria, 700 kilograms of anthrax, and 1,000 kilograms of cholera every month. They maintained 4,500 flea incubators, producing 45 kilograms of plague-infected fleas per production cycle. Frostbite experiments were particularly cruel. Victims were taken outside in temperatures below -20 degrees Celsius, their limbs deliberately frozen until they turned black and fell off. Children and pregnant women were not spared. They too became subjects for studying disease transmission and fetal development under extreme conditions. The victims of Unit 731 were chosen arbitrarily by the Kempeitai, Japanese military police, without any legal proceedings or trials. Farmers, civilians, suspected resistance members, anyone could become a maruta. Families were torn apart, children separated from parents, all to feed the insatiable appetite for human test subjects. What makes this even more tragic is that these people had no idea what awaited them. They were told they were being relocated or imprisoned, not that they would become subjects in the most horrific medical experiments in human history. When Japan surrendered in August 1945, Unit 731 personnel destroyed evidence and killed remaining prisoners. But here's where the story takes an even darker turn. The United States, led by General Douglas MacArthur, made a deal with the devil. Instead of prosecuting Unit 731's leaders for crimes against humanity, America granted them immunity in exchange for their research data. MacArthur's officials called the information absolutely invaluable and admitted it could never be obtained in the United States because of scruples attached to experiments on humans. The US paid between 150,000 and 200,000 yen to former Unit 731 members and hired many, including Shiro Ishii himself, to work on America's own biological weapons program. The very data obtained through the torture and murder of thousands was deemed too valuable to let justice take its course. While 12 Unit 731 members were tried by the Soviet Union in the 1949 Khabarovsk trials, the majority of perpetrators lived free lives. Many went on to have successful medical careers in post-war Japan. Japan didn't officially acknowledge Unit 731's existence until 1988 and has never issued a formal apology for these atrocities. In contrast, China established a memorial museum at the site in 1982, ensuring that the victims are not forgotten. Unit 731 represents one of humanity's darkest chapters, a reminder that the pursuit of knowledge without ethical boundaries leads not to progress, but to unspeakable horror. The victims of Unit 731 deserved justice, but instead their suffering was traded for scientific data in one of history's most shameful cover-ups.